Quentin Johnston made a serious rise to contention for wide receiver one in the 2023 NFL Draft after multiple impressive performances during his 2022 season. But ultimately, when that hype kind of cleared and we went to the film, there are definitely concerns on tape that maybe have that wide receiver one status in question. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Jake Shavink here, and today we're going to dive into the film on TCU wide receiver Quentin Johnston and just look at why I think, despite all the height, weight, speed stuff, despite how great the testing numbers are going to be at the combine, that I have some concerns with his overall game, and I think that stuff will linger to the next level. So without further ado, let's dive into the film and look at Quentin Johnston. When it comes to Quentin Johnston, a lot of the physical traits are there. You see this unbelievably easy acceleration by Johnston when he gets into space. If you think you have an angle on him, you probably don't with how long the strides are. If you don't get hands on him in his route, he can stack you with ease with the long strides and the easy acceleration, as mentioned before. And he can make catches in space because he's left you in the dust. If you give him a free release, it's probably over. He's going to eat up the cushion a lot quicker than you think he is. And a well-timed ball is going to hit him in stride. Here is where he's really dangerous, is with the ball in his hands. Impressive hesitation move on the Michigan defender. And when nobody else is in sight, with those long strides and that long speed, he is gone. Again, same thing here. This is really nice on the crossing route. He gets nice depth on this route against zone, stressing the defenders vertically, and he gets to create that wide open window for himself. Nice job positioning the feet up here. Catch to attack transition, does a good job getting upfield. And then there's that lateral quicks and twitch. Make that first defender miss in space. This is the bread and butter against Kansas. You see this a lot, the post-catch feel and awareness, that jump he does to land and generate acceleration out of that jump. And he does a great job selling with his head to create the idea that he's breaking one way over the other. Here it comes again against the Kansas defender. The Kansas defender leaned back inside because Johnston pushed his head towards the inside as well. Same thing happens here. Not really as big of a jump, but another job like squaring up, pushing his head inside and making the defender miss. It's a really nice job. Does here vertically, able to just stack the defender and kind of wall him off and create the window for himself. Let the quarterback put the ball in the bucket. He does it against Baylor here. It's a great job slowing his stride and walling off the defender to make the catch. He's got some twitch too in that nice shuffle release there against West Virginia to create some separation on a quick slant. Does so here, swipes through contact as well against Kansas State, creates some separation on the slant route. You know, that stuff is there. Swipes his hands, stack. Like, there's definitely nuance to this guy as a route runner that's not often talked about. And you see him here. Look at this, snap it off. Does a great job with these curl routes. There he re-stemmed, but the ability to decelerate and accelerate out of the top of his route is really what generates separation for him on the vertical plane. Here against Michigan, this is a phenomenal comeback route. Pushes his head inside to sell post. A lot of the top route runners make that play. Here, a great job catching through contact against Kansas State in a big moment. And he can block too. He doesn't do it totally often, but when he does, he's able to drive defenders off their spot. So here's some of the issues with Johnston. You know, we saw some body catching if you watched the reps before, and the drops are really prevalent. Here against West Virginia, does a great job pressing vertically into this dig route. Everything's done. Just finish and catch the football. Same here against Baylor. We talked about his zone awareness. This is a great job again on this deep crosser, but you got to secure the football. Down here, again, Quentin Johnston 6'4", 210. We need to be winning at the catch point. We need to be attacking the catch point. We don't always need to track the ball into our hands. And this is where the low contested win rate happens. You don't see him go up and sky to the football as much as he should at the moment of truth. Here against West Virginia, I think you see, again, the lack of zone awareness on these vertical routes happens a lot where he just does not, understand the depth that he needs to get to. And then there's the contact issue. Contact through his stem. It slows his stride. He loses momentum. Here against West Virginia, again, there's not enough salesman there. He's not pressing vertically, and the defender reads the dig route easily. Here against Baylor, squeezed to the sideline. Against Michigan, they had him in the gulag a lot in press coverage, and he struggled quite a bit. Here on third down, trying to win the slant route, gets contacted through the catch point and cannot secure the football. Another one where he hop skips into his release, not sure why, and he couldn't stack. All right, so the last bit of the film room here with you guys. We're going to look at Quentin Johnston against Georgia, where I think you see some of the initial wins that we talk about with him, and then some of the times where he just doesn't have answers later in the game. So here, this is in the opening drive against Georgia, against Keely Ringo, a talented corner in his own right. And again, when we're working this quick step release, one stepper into our route, does a great job. He catches Ringo off balance, and then we saw in the film room earlier, snaps the route off at the top of the stem really well to generate a little separation for himself. But again, guys learn, and you have to have more answers in the bag than this. So Ringo this time knows, okay, he's doing that route, and he's going to sell out to work back inside. I'm going to contact him and stay patient throughout my stem. He's not going to get any separation on me whatsoever. Again, he gets into that hop step release here against Ringo. Hesitation a little bit. But again, to win the comeback route, fine. If that's what you're setting up, sure. But if you're trying to win vertically, win underneath, we got to be quicker into our stem than this. Okay, motion's in here. Top of the route. Georgia's not going to let you have any freebies. Down he goes. Like this contact throughout the stem, he needs to be better with his hand timing, consistent usage of the hands throughout the route, especially at the top. You're allowed to commit OPI. Take advantage of it. He just doesn't do it, and that's just really, I think, a concern that where he doesn't play to his size. Here, I think this is great. When you get in a switch release and you get a free run here, this is a great job maintaining speed through that route break into a dig route, and he creates separation. I was impressed with that one a lot. Here, again, we're working, we've got to work back to the inside. So he's going to move the defender well, okay? But he doesn't swipe. He doesn't swipe. He allows the defender to recover, keeping his hand on him. And then, again, there's just not a lot of feel here. As a receiver, you have to know, okay, he's on my back. Like if I'm going to work to space, I got to find an opening. I can't just let him stay draped on me, right? He had the initial leverage. Defender took some of it back, but you have to have an answer when the defender contacts you. Last bit here, again, we have to have a better answer, right? We're going to get contacted. This is part of the game, right? And he kind of is just looking to avoid it and swim the contact rather than swiping to get through it. If he swipes to get through it, we're potentially getting that defender off of his balance, right? Off of where he wants to be. And then, okay, look at, we might be able to create a big play. Instead, he's driven, the timing is disrupted, and we've got nothing. So Quentin Johnston, it's just so mixed bag in terms of what he can do versus can't do. You see him be able to win as a route runner at times because he's just has the potential as an accelerator, decelerator. The throttle control he has in his routes, especially on the vertical plane, is there. He wins the slant route, right? There's zone awareness to his game, but there's just so many inconsistencies in terms of having answers against press. He really doesn't. He can answer the first question on the test, but when the test changes a little bit, he doesn't have the answers, right? So I just have questions with that, especially handling physicality, not winning as much as a catch point as he should. And of course, again, the route running, it just isn't there right now. So like there's just a lot of questions with his profile, and that's why I'm a little concerned about him heading into the 2023 NFL Draft. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video on Quentin Johnston. If you did, drop a like down there, subscribe if you're new. Let me know your thoughts also in the comments below about Quentin Johnston and where you have receivers ranked for the draft. I will catch you guys in the next video. Farewell.